All right, we're back again. Well, for you, there was no pause. For me, there was. So what we want to talk about here is the difference between our company and everybody else. I think there's a couple things that really stand out about what we do that makes us unique in finding the right recruiters. I could talk a little bit about our database and our HR footprint, but before I get to that, I want to talk about something very specific. Fishing versus hunting. I'm not talking about going out there and getting game. What I'm talking about is the process in which companies find the applicants, those recruiters they're going to submit to their clients. Fishing refers to job boards. The vast majority of our clients, the vast majority of our competitors not only do human resources, but they do IT, accounting, finance. That's very important to you and to the people you're speaking to, because if they have a database, it's probably 99% focused on IT, accounting, and finance, because that's their bread and butter. Our database is solely focused on human resources, which makes us unique. The problem that our competitors have is because they don't have a database that's large and healthy in human resources, they're required to put out those job opportunities, those contract recruiter roles, on job boards, Career Builder and Monster. Now imagine what the problem is here. This is where the terminology fishing comes out. What do you do when you fish? You throw a line in the water and you wait. You wait for the right person to come. That's exactly what happens in the case of all of our competitors. So our competitors aren't getting responses right away. In a lot of cases, 7 to 15 days is how long it takes them to get responses. Most people that are using Career Builder and Monster aren't using it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're using it on Saturday and Sunday. So imagine if somebody needs a contract recruiter and they go to one of our competitors on a Tuesday, chances are that competitor for almost an entire week won't even have the first group of applicants available to them. And here comes the scary part. For them, not us. If they wait an entire week and get a bunch of applicants, the 1 to 100 ratio starts to come in and hit them hard. They might only have a handful of applicants that are even qualified for the recruiting role that they're supposed to be out there finding. So after a week, they only have 5 people. That creates a very big problem for them, because then they are not able to focus on culture. They can only focus on everything else that was listed here, which is the industry, the experience, the level of expertise. Culture is extremely important, but when you're fishing, you can't worry about culture. You have to worry about just finding enough applicants. So it gets exciting for us because we're hunters. The process of hunting means we're not waiting for applicants to come in. We pursue them. And this is really what makes a very big difference in what we do compared to everybody else. Now we're going to get exciting. And only a person in HR would think what I'm about to say is exciting. I've been doing this for years and years, so for me, this is exciting. One of the things that make us really unique is our HR footprint. There it is right there. By footprint, I mean our ability and the number of people that we have in the HR community that we can reach out to. This is the difference between hunting and fishing. When you're fishing, you're waiting for people to respond. When you're hunting, you're out there immediately looking for people. I would say that our footprint is divided into 2 sides. The first side is our database. You'll hear our database referred to as applicant bank or whatever else. It doesn't really matter what you refer to it as. Clients actually don't care. But applicant bank is our very own database that's comprised solely of human resource people. And this is thousands of local HR people. That's local HR people, whether you're in New York, New Jersey, or Chicago, wherever you're calling into, that's what you say. Thousands of local HR people. This database, which is unique, has been developed over the last 10 to 15 years. Imagine the context that we have. We have 3 different groups of people in this database. We have contractors, human resource contractors, that are and always have been people that just want to do contracting. They're not looking for a job. Those are the temporary people that are the backbone of our database. The second area that we have are those people that are in transition. In transition means the person is no longer has a job, they're looking for a job, and during that period of time, they may take a contract role. Those two people are comprised of the vast majority of our database. The third area that's not as big but growing quickly are those passive job seekers. Imagine we have all these contractors and people in transition. When they find a full-time job, we don't just delete them out of the database, we save their information. If a client comes to us and says, I'm looking for a direct hire, director of human resources in an engineering company with 15 to 25 years experience, that's when this database with those passive job seekers is really going to pay off. And again, 10 to 15 years is a very long time to be developing this database. It's huge. Trust me, it's larger than anybody else's HR database. This is coupled with some other areas that fall over here. Social media and networking. That's the second part of our footprint. Social media on LinkedIn alone, we have tens of thousands of human resource contacts. Tens of thousands. I alone have over 10,000 contacts in my group. Why? Again, over 10 to 15 years experience doing this, we've got a heck of a lot of HR people. This is beneficial to our clients. Oh, before I go on, I don't want to forget, we also belong to a lot of HR networks, whether it's HR associations like SHRM or HERMAC, which we can go in later, or even Facebook or HR groups, whatever you may have, we belong to a lot of groups. Primarily, it is this giant LinkedIn network that we all have that makes the second part of our footprint. So I'm going to put LinkedIn over here, even though we've already discussed that it's more than that. I told you it was going to get exciting. It's about to get exciting. So imagine this. Somebody says, what's the difference between your company and your competitors? Fishing versus hunting. They might have a huge database, but they're focused on IT, accounting, and finance. That's what they're focused on. Why are they focused on that? You should already know, but if you don't, that's where their bread and basket is. Their bread and butter. Sorry about that. IT, accounting, and finance jobs go for a minimum of $80 an hour and all the way up to $200 or $300 an hour. Imagine that. These companies that can make $200 or $300 an hour on a contractor. So of course, they're not going to be focused on HR, they're going to be focused on IT, accounting, and finance, which gives us a great opportunity to get in the door and show them that yes, HR needs the same level of respect that IT, accounting, and finance has. One other note that I want to make is the reason why these companies are focused on IT, accounting, and finance is because there's also a lot higher demand in every company for those roles. One of the things that I love most is when a client turns to me and says, I've been asking this person to help me find an HR role, and they weren't able to do it at all, and you were able to do it in days. I turn to them and I smile and I say, they're focused on IT, accounting, and finance, and they'll tell you that. They will. And they don't mind saying, come on, interim HR, come and look for the HR job, because it's not important to them. But to us, it's the most important thing. Anybody you speak to in HR, they're gonna get it. So, let's talk a little bit more here about this footprint and what it means to the client. You come to me, say your name is Camille, and you say, Daniel, I need a contract recruiter. I smile, I say, fantastic. First thing we do is we get all the information that you're looking for, that we spoke about earlier, location, bill rate range, proximity, applicant tracking system, any special skills or qualifications they may have. We take that entire list of information about that contract recruiter role, we enter it into our own system database, and we come out with a full list of completely qualified human resource people. So imagine this, you, Camille, you call me at 12 o'clock, our call ends at 1 o'clock, I've got a great idea about what you're looking for, I throw this into the database. Seconds later, obviously seconds later, we get a list of 15, 20, maybe even 30 different people that are completely qualified. This gives us a massive advantage. Now what we do is we reach out to those individuals. We don't just send them an email, we call them. So, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, Camille and I are talking about the role, At 101, I've got my list of people. That gives me the entire day to make phone calls and emails and get a hold of all these people that are completely qualified. That allows us to focus on something that nobody else can. Culture. We can focus on culture because we know all of these people are completely qualified. We have some great stories that we're going to go over later about what we've been able to do for customers that are looking for people and literally give them applicants, 100% qualified applicants that exact day. And in a lot of cases, they start the very next day. As you'll also learn in the future, a lot of our clients come back to us and sometimes just say, hey, bring us the right person. We already know you can get the qualified people. You know what our culture is about. Bring them and have them walk through the door.